We are counting down the 10 most revealing luxury brands that sell the illusion of wealth, while the truly rich steer clear. From heritage labels that have lost their mystique to logo-splashed status symbols found in outlet malls, these rankings expose how middle-class shoppers fuel a multi-billion-dollar fantasy few elites ever buy into. Which brand topped our list for selling prestige to the masses? Let's begin with number 10. Burberry's iconic beige Novacek once stood for British refinement. Then it was everywhere. By the early 2000s, the pattern had slipped from the lining of trench coats onto baseball caps, scarves, and umbrellas stacked in department stores and discount chains. Suddenly, the Novacek was as common on football terraces as it was on fashion runways. In Britain, it became shorthand for chav culture, a tabloid label for flashy working-class youth. Schools started banning the pattern from uniforms. Knockoffs flooded street markets. A survey in 2004 found that over 60% of Britons linked the Novacek with delinquency rather than luxury. The wealthy took notice and quietly turned away. Executives responded with drastic measures. Rosemary Bravo axed hundreds of cheap licenses, slashing the number from more than 600 to under 150. Angela Arendt later tightened control, pulling Burberry out of low-end outlets and restricting the check to the inside of coats or limited edition pieces. By the 2010s, the brand had reclaimed much of its lost prestige. Burberry's check crisis became a warning. When a luxury motif becomes too visible, exclusivity vanishes, and so do the elites. Ralph Lauren built an empire on a split personality. At the top sits Purple Label, launched in 1994, stitched in Italian workshops, and priced for those who treat a $5,000 suit as a Tuesday errand. Purple Label jackets feature full canvassing, hand finishing, and fabrics from mills that supply Savile Row. The buttons are mother of pearl, the fit is precise, and the distribution is tightly controlled. At flagship stores, on high-end tailoring floors, and nowhere near the average mall. Then there is Polo Ralph Lauren, the mass-market juggernaut. Polo shirts, jeans, and blazers churn out of factories in China, Vietnam, and Bangladesh, destined for department stores, outlets, and online flash sales. A polo suit can be had for $600, often less with a discount code. The famous pony logo is everywhere, on the chest, on the cuff, and on the back pocket, making polo the uniform of the aspirational middle class. Both tiers promise the same American dream, but only one delivers the craftsmanship and scarcity that wealthy clients recognize. The rest is a logo, multiplied for the masses. Tiffany & Co. figured out how to bottle aspiration and sell it by the ounce. In 1997, the company launched its Return to Tiffany collection, a line of sterling silver charm bracelets and necklaces, each stamped with the famous blue branding and priced between $150 and $300. Suddenly, high schoolers and college students could walk out with a Tiffany box for the price of a new pair of sneakers. The move wasn't about diamonds or platinum, it was about building a gateway. Entry-level silver became a rite of passage for anyone who wanted a taste of luxury without the financial leap. By the early 2000s, these pieces were everywhere. Birthday gifts, graduation presents, even prom accessories. But while the middle class filled jewelry boxes with silver tags and heart-shaped locks, the truly wealthy shopped elsewhere. Estate jewelers, private auctions, or Tiffany & Company high jewelry salons, where a single brooch can cost more than a year of college tuition. The silver line didn't cheapen the brand for shareholders, it multiplied the customer base. For buyers, though, that $200 bracelet didn't buy entry to the world of old money luxury. It bought a ticket to the waiting room. Gucci's renaissance in the mid-2010s came wrapped in double G's and viral hype. Under Alessandro Michele, the brand unleashed a riot of logos, giant belt buckles, monogram canvas sneakers, and t-shirts that all but shouted their pedigree. Instagram feeds filled with Gucci belts, the new shorthand for "I made it," priced around $450 and worn by everyone from reality stars to college freshmen. The GG belt became a meme, a status symbol that was just expensive enough to feel like a splurge, but still within reach for the determined middle-class shopper. Social media did the heavy lifting. Every selfie, every hashtag Gucci gang post turned logo visibility into a form of currency. Sales soared. In 2017, Gucci reported double-digit growth, much of it fueled by first-time luxury buyers and younger consumers. But what goes viral rarely stays exclusive. On resale sites like The RealReal and StockX, those same GG belts and logo bags quickly lost their luster, often trading for just 40 to 60% of their original price. Scarcity was never the point, visibility was. For the truly wealthy, the GG logo became a punchline, a sign you had bought the hype, not the heritage. In the world of quiet luxury, nothing says new money quite like a belt designed to be recognized from across the room. Versace never whispers. It shouts. Gold Medusa heads glare from belt buckles, Baroque swirls explode across shirts, and every detail is engineered for instant recognition, even in a dark nightclub or from the back row of a concert. The brand's maximalist playbook has always been about spectacle. If Gucci's double G's are a wink, Versace's Medusa is a full-volume siren. Donatella Versace herself once described the look as more is more, and the company has spent decades making sure nobody mistakes its intentions. Celebrity alliances are part of the DNA. From Biggie Smalls and Tupac to Jennifer Lopez's green jungle dress, Versace has been a fixture in music videos, red carpets, and the kind of parties that end up in tabloids. The strategy isn't subtle. The louder the pattern, the further the status signal travels. For the middle-class buyer, a Medusa t-shirt or Baroque logo bag offers the fantasy of VIP access, an affordable slice of clubland glamour, priced for a credit card splurge. But the resale market tells a different story. Versace's diffusion lines, like Versace Jeans Couture, flood outlets and online shops, often losing 60 to 80% of their value after the first wear. The Medusa logo may dazzle at first glance, but for the ultra-wealthy, it's a neon sign of aspiration, not a rival. In the world of quiet luxury, all that glitters is just another middle-class badge, designed to stand out in the crowd and fade fast when the spotlight moves on. Tommy Hilfiger's flag logo became a phenomenon in the 1990s, splashed across everything from rugby shirts to denim jackets. The red, white, and blue rectangle was not just a symbol, it was a billboard, stitched extra large so nobody could miss it. By 1996, Tommy Hilfiger was everywhere. Department stores, suburban malls, even discount racks. The brand licensed its name to eyewear, fragrances, and home goods, multiplying its presence far beyond runways or boutique shelves. This was the era when logomania meant status, and the Hilfiger flag was the entry pass for anyone wanting to look like they belonged to the cool crowd. But the secret to the brand's rapid rise was not exclusivity, it was accessibility. Tommy Hilfiger pioneered the department store wholesale model, making it possible for middle-class shoppers to grab a piece of the American dream right off the rack. The logo did the heavy lifting, signaling designer at a glance, no matter the price point. For many, a Tommy shirt or jacket was the first taste of branded prestige, an affordable badge that felt like a step up. This playbook set the stage for the next generation of first bag brands, highly visible, heavily licensed, and designed to stand out in the crowd. The spectacle was not an accident, it was the business model, built on being seen by as many people as possible. In the world of department store luxury, the logo is not just decoration, it is the product. Kate Spade built an empire on the promise of a milestone. For millions, that first boxy, bright handbag was not just an accessory, it was an event. The brand's signature look, crisp lines, playful colors, and a logo that is easy to spot in a crowded hallway was tailored for the young and the upwardly mobile. Price tags hovered just above what most could justify on a whim, but not so high as to be out of reach for a birthday, graduation, or first paycheck splurge. Marketing leaned hard on the idea of firsts. The first real job, the first designer bag, the first Instagram post that says I have arrived. Kate Spade's campaigns filled feeds with influencers and college graduates, all grinning over pastel totes and polka dot clutches. In 2016, the brand's average handbag sold for around $200 to $400, a sweet spot for aspirational buyers who wanted luxury without the guilt or the debt of a four-figure splurge. The social media shareability was not an accident. Every detail, from the bold stripes to the cheeky slogans inside the lining, was engineered for photos and unboxing videos. For the middle class, a Kate Spade bag became a rite of passage, a way to signal entry into adulthood, style, and a world that looks just a bit more expensive than it really is. For the truly wealthy, it was invisible. For everyone else, it was a badge, a way to say I made it, at least for today. Tory Burch built her empire on a single, unmistakable symbol, the double T medallion. The logo is engineered for maximum visibility, centered on ballet flats, stamped across tote bags, dangling from keychains, and even woven into home goods. In a crowded department store, the medallion cuts through the noise. It is the shortcut to status, instantly legible from across a parking lot or in the background of an Instagram post. For the aspirational shopper, a pair of Miller sandals or a Perry tote offers the promise of entry into a more polished, put-together world, one that seems just out of reach but not unattainable. Tory Burch's genius is not just in the logo, it is in the product ladder. There's a point of entry for nearly everyone. $200 flats for the first job interview, $300 crossbody bags for weekend brunch, $50 candles for the apartment that needs a touch of designer. The brand has pushed far beyond handbags and shoes, quietly expanding into watches, sunglasses, fragrances, and even tableware. Each item carries the same badge, scaled up or down to fit the price point and the occasion. Distribution is broad by design. Tory Burch products line the shelves at Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, and Saks, and they also fill racks at outlet malls and pop up in online flash sales. The logo is everywhere, and that is the point. Ubiquity drives recognition, and recognition drives desire. For the middle-class consumer, Tory Burch offers a taste of lifestyle luxury without the risk of sticker shock. But for those who move in truly elite circles, the double T reads as a mass market signal, a department store logo meant to be seen by as many people as possible. In the world of visible status, Tory Burch is the logo you buy when you want everyone to know you bought a logo. Coach once stood for sturdy, understated leather, bags that lasted decades, bought as milestone gifts or family investments. But by the mid-2010s, the story had changed. Facing flagging sales and a sea of discounts, the brand shuttered around 70 underperforming stores across North America, trimming the fat from its full-price retail network. The real action was not in the malls, it was at the outlets. Coach doubled down, pouring resources into outlet shops where traffic was strong and the appetite for accessible luxury was even stronger. In these locations, the signature C canvas bags and logo keychains flew off the shelves, priced for the middle-class shopper who wanted a taste of prestige without the four-figure guilt. The boardroom debate was fierce. Some executives wanted to claw back exclusivity and raise prices. Others argued that chasing volume, selling more bags to more people at a lower price, was the only way forward. The compromise was a hybrid strategy. Outlets would keep pumping out logo-heavy bestsellers while the brand launched an upmarket line, Coach 1941, aimed at fashion insiders and runway coverage. The split personality was obvious. One arm gripped tightly to mass-market dollars, the other reached for editorial praise and boutique cachet. But the numbers do not lie. By the late 2010s, a substantial chunk of Coach's revenue came from outlets. On resale platforms, standard Coach canvas bags routinely fetched just 20 to 35% of their original price, a steep drop compared to true luxury brands whose pieces often hold or grow in value. For the middle class, Coach offered an affordable badge of arrival. For the wealthy, it became another logo to avoid, a brand that traded exclusivity for scale and found its place just below the peak of the outlet machine. Michael Kors didn't just ride the outlet wave, it built the surfboard. By the mid-2010s, Michael Kors stores became a fixture in every outlet mall and suburban shopping center from coast to coast. But behind the glass, something was off. Most of the bags, wallets, and watches on display were not discounted leftovers from high-end boutiques. They were made for outlets from day one, designed, sourced, and assembled specifically for discount channels. Former store employees describe stock-keeping units that never appeared in a flagship, stamped with codes that quietly reveal their bargain bin origins. The difference is not just in the price tag. Step inside and you'll find thinner leather, lighter hardware, and linings that feel more polyester than prestige. The famous MK medallion is everywhere, oversized, polished, and engineered to catch the light, even if the bag itself will not catch a second glance from anyone who actually knows luxury. This is the ultimate appearance of wealth machine, a logo so legible that even a blurry selfie screams designer. For middle-class shoppers, a Michael Kors Jet Set tote or a logo wallet is the fast pass to the world of luxury, at least until the receipt fades. But the resale market tells a different story. On platforms like Poshmark and Vestiaire, those same totes and crossbodies routinely fetch just 10 to 25% of their original price, even in near-new condition. The depreciation is so steep it makes used cars look like a sound investment. It is not a secret among insiders. Analysts, fashion writers, and even the brand's own parent company have acknowledged that outlet revenue became the main engine, far eclipsing boutique sales. The math is simple: volume over value, logos over legacy. By 2017, the Michael Kors logo had become shorthand for trying to look rich, a punchline among the fashion crowd and a warning sign for anyone chasing true exclusivity. The rich are not buying these bags, they are watching the middle class do it, then quietly moving on. In the end, the only thing rare about a Michael Kors tote is finding one that did not start life on an outlet shelf. The logo is everywhere, the prestige is gone, and the real luxury is knowing when to walk away. Across all 10 brands, one truth stands out. Luxury isn't about wealth, it's about selling the dream of wealth. While 70% of luxury spending comes from the middle class, the truly rich live in a world without logos or hype. The real business of luxury is aspiration, not exclusivity. That chase keeps millions buying status, while the elite barely notice. Which brand surprised you most? Drop your thoughts below.